Do I go ahead and put a word counter for how many times I say the word trend in this video? Or do I let you guys count how many times I say the word trend? I'll give you a start right here, right now. Trend, 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 trend. It already does not sound like an actual word. Today we're exploring book trends that are hitting us in 2022, specifically in the young adult realm, because that's mostly what I read, even if I'm trying to read outside of that as well this year. I like seeing what's popping on the shelves, pop, pop, and what we're going to be getting a lot of every year, seeing what publishers think us readers are going to read, and then seeing what books we actually read and popularize. It's all, for a lack of better words, fascinating to me. But before I play I Spy trend version and do some digging to see what books are coming out this year and what the big 5 trends are going to be, I want to make my own predictions. I've got to put my psychic abilities to the test, see if my predictions of the future are legit, see if the little inklings inside of me are going to come true or not, or if I'm just talking nonsense, and I think I know where I'll end up. Nonsense. First up, I think that dark academia is still a trend that is on the rise. I feel like those books are still hot and heavy on the market. We've seen a major rise in popularity with dark academia over the past few years, and I feel like we'll see even more of a boom with it as publishers do everything they can to tire us of it by publishing thousands of books in the dark academia realm. You know how it goes. They open the floodgates and shove it down our throats. Next we have Fae. Sarah J. Maas is still reigning with her Fae. Holly Black has given us some popular Fae, and I'd be surprised if we weren't getting fed more Fae this year. It's a Fae feast. Will I partake in that feast? I don't know. I do need to get caught up on Miss Maas's work. Same for Miss Knick Knack Patty Whack Holly Black. So maybe it's my year to become a Fae. Maybe not become a Fae, but I'll read about the Fae. Next, I'm feeling books surrounding Korean culture. Say what you will about K-pop, but it's clearly had an impact on the entertainment industry. If you're not a BTS stan yet, it's never too late. Join the army. Join us. Fall into the hole of K-pop. Actually, don't do it. Save yourself. Next thing you know, you'll be spending all your money on albums instead of books. Next, I feel like we'll get some books about influencers this year. Even though I feel like this is the last thing that I want, I feel like there's potential there for us to be getting books surrounding social media stars, especially with the massive rise of TikTok. I would not be surprised in the slightest if we saw books about TikTokers or even books written by TikTokers. Lastly, it might be too soon for this, but I just have this weird feeling that we'll be getting some kind of YA version of Squid Games. But again, it might be too soon for that. Those are some of my predictions. Let me know what your predictions are down below in the comments before we get into it. But now it's time for the deep dive. I'm gonna dig until I find what the 5 biggest trends will be this year in young adult books. I'll be back. I'm back. I spent quite a bit of time scouring through young adult book releases dropping in 2022. And here are the top 5 trends I found. They might not actually be the trends that we see this year. There are a lot of books coming out in these 5 different categories. Let's get started. First up, it's quite literally the year of the witch. Something wicked this way comes. And it's girls casting spells and riding on brooms. This one kind of took me aback. I'm not sure why we're getting all these witchy books, but double, toil and trouble, here they come. It's the witch's world and we're just living in it. I'm not mad at this trend either. I love a witch moment. Cast all your spells on me, witches. Are witches the new fae? I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that witches have been around for a long time, but the amount we're getting is just not adding up to me. I feel like more times than not, trends add up to one thing becoming really popular. For example, this is a very redundant example, but the Hunger Games. With the Hunger Games came a boom of young adult dystopian books. So it's kind of taking something popular and capitalizing off of it. We see all these books, shows, movies that have similar themes or similar settings or just similar vibes to that one thing that became really popular. But I feel like it's been a minute since we've seen witches take over, so we'll see if the witch trend pops off this year. Next, we are getting bombarded with an array of sports books. This one shocked me more than the witches. And maybe it's just because I'm not a huge sports fan. So I'm over here like, what's the point here? Dribble, dribble, kick, kick, whack, whack. If it's not serving me, then who is it serving? So I had to remind myself that I, in fact, am not the main character. Not that I ever thought I was, because trust me, I know I'm a side character in life. I just had to remind myself that there are, in fact, a lot of people in the world who enjoy sports. And to that I say, good for you. Keep dribbling, keep kicking, keep whacking your balls. My sport of choice is book shopping. Throw me in the bookstore arena and I'm bound to get the highest score. Don't even try me. I'll take all y'all on.
And I will defeat you.
Each and every last one of you. Petition for book shopping to be a sport. Petition for book shopping to be an Olympic sport. I'll get to training now. Sign me up right here and now. I feel like no matter what, we will always have books coming out that revolve around sports. But I feel like there's more coming out in 2022 than we've had in a while. And that to me is interesting. I am really just killing it with the vocabulary today. Fascinating. Interesting. What more can I say? Next, I called it Korea's Taken Over. As Nicki Minaj says on her feature in BTS Idol, what's good, Korea? We've got a Korean historical fiction in the mystery lane, K-pop inspired books, and an array of books that are inspired by K-dramas. As someone who's a fan of the Korean entertainment industry, this makes me really happy to see that we're getting books like this and books that kind of highlight different elements within Korean culture. And I hope that it opens up the door for us potentially getting books from other cultures, because I'd love to see books focus focused on different elements of different cultures from around the world. Next up, Dark Academia. It's still sitting on the throne. It's really being milked for all it's worth. We've seen a massive popularization of Dark Academia in the past few years, and it's definitely bled over into young adult books. I don't necessarily have a problem with this because I think that Dark Academia books can be really fascinating. I need different words, guys. What else can I say other than fascinating, interesting, unique? I don't know. But I think too much of a good thing can be just that. Too much. We get to a point where we're like, okay, that's enough now. Pack your bags and move on. When we're given too many all at once, and we have a rush of books that are very similar, it can really burn us out. So hopefully the ones that are coming out won't be too similar to each other, and they'll bring some unique flavors to the Dark Academia subgenre. It is hard though, because I feel like a lot of the books that do fall into the Dark Academia realm follow similar tropes and structures. So in order to keep that genre thriving, it's important for some of them to be breaking some of those tropes, breaking some of those structures, and doing something different while also maintaining that Dark Academia vibe. Finally, we have cooking and baking. Can't wait for my stomach to growl profusely while reading these books. Now, there's not too many with this at the forefront, I'll admit, but enough to be like, could this be a trend? I feel like it is a solid element to have in a book. I have no idea why it would be a popping element to kind of pop off in the year of 2022. You could say that cooking shows have been relevant forever, so maybe that's why. I personally think that you just can't go wrong with food, unless I'm the one cooking it, because I have zero skills in the kitchen. Unless we're talking salad, I got you, boo. Those are some of the genre trends that we'll be seeing in 2022. Obviously, these are not concrete. These are just a lot of books that are coming out with a certain element that I think publishers could be like trying to push at us for some reason. But just because they're being pushed at us doesn't mean that they're going to be popular or going to become the trends, because obviously us readers are the ones that make things popular. Another trend that I want to talk about is the fact that we're seeing a lot of books, a lot of series that have ended, or books that are standalones, where the authors are revisiting those standalones or revisiting those series and being like, oh, just kidding, there's 3 more books to the series. Oh, just kidding, we're getting a prequel to that standalone. We've already seen this happen with books like the Grishaverse or the Shatter Me series or the Peculiar World, and we're seeing that moving forward now with the Cruel Prince. They Both Die at the End is getting more books now. We're getting a We Were Liars prequel, and I do not know how to feel about it, even though I know I will be buying the books and reading them, because you know what I am. I am a fine example for what people mean when they say that something is absolute trash. Yes, that is I. I am dirty snow. I am litter on the ground. I am a dog's droppings. Trash. I feel like specifically with the standalones, like I wanted them to remain standalones. There's something beautiful about a story existing in one component and not being expanded on, but I'm not gonna be a grumpy grandpa about it. Nope, I'm not gonna suck the fun out of it. Don't worry. I will say that I am interested in the They Both Die at the End ones, because I feel like that world had a lot of room to be expanded. The We Were Liars one, I feel questionable about, but I'm gonna read it because I'm trash. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments on these potential trends, or what do you foresee becoming popular in the coming year. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye. Specifically in the yep. Can't wait for my stomach to growl profusely. Profusely. Can't wait for my stomach to growl profusely. Profusely? What is it? Profusely? Profusely. Can't wait for my stomach to growl profusely. I'm dead.